Hello, Serge here from Orange County National. Today was day 3 and the final day of our golf school, and it was really a great day. We had a great bunch of guys come in here, and we really accomplished a lot, and they all got pinned, and that's a new thing I got. You have your pin with you?
I do.
I just had some of my old swing surgeon pins remade, and they're pretty nice little pins here, and they get one, and he's got one as a teacher, and so it went really well. The last day, normally we do the first half of the day is basically full swings, and especially get them hitting their drivers and their fairway woods and whatever, as well as the rest of the clubs. But we put more effort on the driver up at this point, and then after lunch we let them kind of do what they want to do, which is if they want to work with the driver, so be it. We'll have somebody with the drivers. But the thing that's pleased me in the last 2 or 3 schools since we started that format on the last afternoon is that how many of them want to go back to the short game area and work on their chipping and pitching and sand play or whatever. And like we had 3 instructors up there with a bunch of guys. And the thing that's beautiful about Orange County National here is they got a little 9-hole golf course up there that's mostly like some par 3s and then 1 or 2 short par 4s. And we had about 2/3 of them go up there to play a quick 9, and that was really great. So we got so much in, but I'm really enthused about how, I guess, my daily message is about, it's nice to hit the ball long, but in the end, scoring comes from getting it up and down and getting the ball in the hole, because nobody hits 18 greens. And so I'm really pleased with that they're putting so much time in. But we'll start over here. As you know, we got the Rolfer golfer on the right side. We have Dave with us here, and Greggy here. And so we'll start with the Rolfer. Since you started our fitness program and you had them doing all their arm shuffles up and down and all these things and their knees like this.
Yeah, be careful.
And it was to loosen them up, because, say that again, what you said, you before you stretch, you want to be loose?
I said you can't stretch a cold muscle. So my focus on these guys were just warming up. You don't want to try to stretch right when you go to the driving range or get ready to play golf. Just focus on warming up and some golf-specific movements. And my biggest challenge today was just to remind people not to overdo it when they're practicing, to just take 10, 15 shots, stop, maybe swing the other way for a while, unwind a little bit, not get frustrated. Because if you can imagine a wet washcloth and you're wringing it out, and these guys are swinging and swinging and swinging, after a while it just wants to stay that way. So if they stop, give themselves a little rest, swing the other way, maybe practice on a few short shots for a while, it really helps take some of the tension and the pressure off, and they actually have a better learning curve when they can do that.
Okay, good. I'm looking at you. You got your pin on your hat.
I got my pin on my hat.
Now, again, I had one of my PTs say you shouldn't really start stretching until you've moved around enough and get everything oiled and lubed. And so that's kind of what you're saying,
yes.
Warmed up. And I think it worked really good. And again, I think another thing we could add to what you said is that, we want quality practice, not quantity. And
exactly.
If you're not hitting it really well, to stay there and just keep hitting balls is usually not the answer. It's
well,
better
you start getting tight and tension.
Yeah.
You just start getting upset, and the tension will just ruin your chances of succeeding at what you're trying to do.
Well, that's the body getting messed up, and then the mind gets messed up. So take a break.
Absolutely.
And think about what you want to do. And if you hit a bad shot, don't roll the ball over and have it ready to hit before the other one's landed. I got a rule. If you hit a bad shot, take a few practice swings and figure out what the feel you want to have. Find the feel you want, and then so you got the feel to swing when you hit the next ball. But to hit a bad shot and roll over another ball, I'm sorry, that don't work. Serge rules. You don't get another ball till you earn it with some good practice swings. You like that, Dave?
I love it.
Okay, what did you think about today? Because I know you had a couple of them up there. The first place they went, and you were up on that chipping and pitching green for like almost the whole afternoon.
I was. No, the short game is so crucial to scoring, and we really worked a lot the last 3 days on getting some fundamentals down with our students, and as we said the other day, the fundamentals were not so good, but they really learned a lot about the fundamentals and got better by the 3rd day. But the biggest thing was the scoring areas of short game with pitching, chipping, and sand play. We really worked on that, and I feel like they left being able to get the ball up and down a little better.
Yeah. I really felt good when the judge said his main goal was to come here because of the short game. He knew we did it.
Oh,
He heard on the video blog, on our dailies, that we did it, and that's what he wanted, and he really needed it too.
He did.
And he left pretty happy.
Yeah.
Greg?
Let's talk. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk a little bit about what we do besides our 3-day schools. We also do next schools in myself at Old South. which will be April 11th, 12th, and 13th. But we also do one-day schools throughout the country. Myself at Old South, and then Derek Hardy,
Right.
our director
Out
of
in
instruction out in
California right now.
California. So we have a complete list of dates and times
On the
on the
website.
website. So we are looking forward. We have some spots available still for the 3-day school in Hilton Head.
Yep, and that'll be a good school at Old South. We stay at the Hilton Garden Inn, almost just right across the street, and so everything's really good over there. The I think the other thing that I noticed that really got through to him is again what the most important, one of the most important in setup is alignment.
Right.
And again, as we said earlier, the first day we had 0 lined up correctly. So unfortunately, our schools are batting 0 since we started these, of people having even one person yet lined up correctly.
Any bets for tomorrow?
That's right. We start our second school tomorrow.
I think it's a safe bet that if you bet 0 again, you're going to get it. But hopefully we're going to get somebody that might just luck out. But that's how important it is to pay attention to it. And last but not least, I think the other thing that we really got into was because of the bad alignment, if they're, in most cases, right-handed aiming to the right and you got to try to pull it back to the target, we got people into reverse weight shifts, and therefore they don't have a finish. And so I'd say at least 6 out of over half of this school had their back foot didn't find any daylight under their, no sunlight got under their back foot after they stepped up to hit the ball. And we got most of them off there, finally getting up there, because now when they line up better, they got a chance of getting to the finish. And the finish, I think, is critical, because if you get to the tee and recoil and relax at the target, you've made a pretty good swing. And if you get there in balance, you've had a pretty good swing, and you should be hitting pretty good shots. So it's we're hammering home the message about setup determines the motion, and alignment goes with it, because 90 to 95% of all swing problems arise out of alignment. So you always got to check the big A. But it was great. We had a good 3 days here with that group, and we got another one coming in tonight. So we'll be bringing you some more messages about what these folks who are coming on our site and learning to swing and want to learn it better, where they're missing and everything else. And basically the big miss is they're still turning too much. They're doing a better job of getting it vertical, but they got too much turn in the backswing, and they're not getting to a good finish. And everything in between. And oh yeah, let us not forget, 90% of them, their clubs are real fit. We had a bunch of shorter gentlemen here this time, and they had clubs 2 inches longer than mine. There was about 3 of them, and when I gave them my 9-iron to hit versus theirs, there was that much shorter, and next thing you know, one of them said, "Whew," I said, "What'd you feel?" He made a good swing, got to a finish. I said, "What'd you feel?" He said, "Well, I felt like my arms were longer at impact." He could finally stretch his arms out through impact, which means if he stretches them out, they're swinging faster as compared to coming through cramped. And so, again, we're seeing that, and that's really good to fit the clubs, to make sure they're fitted for you. Well, guys, I think we had a great school on this one. Looking forward to the next one. The Rolf is going to warm them up before every session, and we do it too. And I guess if got to get warmed up,
That's right.
And all these other things. You got cool names for it. Some are just to loosen you up, and then some are for swing specific.
Yeah.
And all of those are available on his site, rolfergolfer.com, right?
Yep.
Free. So you can go check them out. You can see the loosen them up, the warm them up, and then the swing specific ones to learn your toe line and everything else. So you can get those from the Rolfer. And we'll be talking to you all again tomorrow. So from the gang here, from the Rolfer, Dave, Greg, and the Surge, we'll be talking to you soon.
See ya.